To rig an Access 3O3, firstly, have it pointing into the wind. Line up the boom and the mast with the mainsail and the headsail beside the boat. We're going to start rigging from the front, and to do this we have to look underneath the seat fabric and see that the two hooks which hold the reefing lines are in place. We also check that the reefing line for the headsail is hard up against the left bulkhead. We undo the hook on the left and we take up the slack in the cord at the front. Arrange it so and slot in the base of the headsail mast. Now carefully insert the cord into the drum. Lower it without pinching your fingers and go back to the hook underneath the seat on the port side and see that it is hooked on correctly. If we remove the seat, you'll be able to see the cord goes around the drum and the hook goes on the saddle. Now the headsail is in place. Just check the reefing line to make sure that it is turning correctly. You'll see that the knot, or the thick part, is up against the bulkhead. Now check that the knob for tightening the mast is undone. Pick it up and carefully slot it through the hole, making sure it fits tightly in the slot at the bottom of the boat. Now get back down to that knob underneath and hand tighten it as far as it'll go. This ensures that you're able to reef the mainsail as well as the headsail. Now choose your boom, they are interchangeable, the different boats, and secure it to the mast. Click it on firmly in this shape. Release your outhaul and your main sheet from the end of the boom and pull through the slack. Now untie the sail on your main mast and tie the piece of string we use for keeping it safe and tight and neat around the seat. Unfurl your mast, looking up to check that there are no twists. And take the clew of the mast, take the clew of the sail back to the shackle and close it tightly, firmly. Make sure that there's a proper clip and that it's fully engaged. Now take your outhaul, which is a smaller rope, and pull it through, cleat it off so that the foot of the sail is not tight, about a hand's width between the boom and the base of the sail. Tidy up the end of your outhaul so that it doesn't interfere with the other sheets and ropes in the bottom of the dinghy. Tie this off on the boom with enough slack for you to be able to adjust the outhaul if you need to. Now take the main sheet, take up the slack and attach the shackle on the end on the sheet to our equivalent of the traveller, which is this piece of string that runs across the back of the boat. Again, make sure when you attach it you've got a firm connection. Now you can thread the main sheet through the fitting in the middle of the boat and take up the slack. Don't cleat it off, because if you do get a sudden gust of wind when you're rigging, it can tip the boat over. Now tie a figure of 8 knot about a hand's breadth from the end of your mainsail sheet. Now you can see that by turning the reefing line on the outside, the main mast also reefs. Now we're going to rig the head sail, unwind the sheets, and wind the sail. Make sure the knot is at the back on the base of the mast. Put one sheet each side of the main mast and thread the others through the hole and then through the little cleat on each side of the boat. Again, don't cleat it off, don't make it firm, because we don't want the boat to tip over. Put a figure of 8 knot about a hand's breadth from the end of the sheet. Now we're going to check that we've rigged the boat correctly and that our head sail and mainsail furl. We do this so that we can, for safety reasons and for ease of manoeuvrability, to reef the sail, you gently pull the rope and you watch the head sail furling. Winds around itself, and by doing this you can reduce the size of the sail according to wind conditions. It's important to cleat it off firmly, and the little cleat on the side of the keel housing. Now if you want to unfurl, you firstly uncleat it and then go through the operation in reverse. We'll just furl it for ease of manoeuvrability. Cleat it off. Now to do this, reduce the sail area of the mainsail, first of all we need to free up the outhaul and the main sheet. So uncleat and pull out a fair bit of mainsail, so there's no restriction when we start furling. Now gently and smoothly take the other reefing line and pull it towards you, and pull it and furl it, and you'll see that the mast turns. If there's any resistance, check that you haven't got too much outhaul on or too much main sheet. But when you've reduced the sail area to the size you want, you then have to cleat off the outhaul so that the sail is firm. By doing this, we can sail these Access 3O3s in quite high winds. Cleat it off to make sure it doesn't unfurl itself. Make sure the head sails are rigged properly. And there you have an Access dinghy furled and ready to take down to be launched, or if you're on the water, ready to sail in winds in excess of 15 knots. Simple.